My name is Nani Juara, the Managing Director, National Water and Electricity Company, The Gambia. The National Water and Electricity Company is a government-owned, state-owned enterprise that was established in 1996 with the sole responsibility of providing nationwide electricity and water supply and also sewerage services in the urban area. We have a total staff number of almost about 2,000, with total customer base of about 225,000 in terms of electricity. Over the years, the utility has been going under some reforms, and key among this is the governance reform. And as part of the governance reform, we have introduced a new IT system that we call IMS. The systems that we had in the past were all standalone. All the IT systems were standalone, but through the support of the World Bank and the Gambia government, we have introduced the IMS, which has been developed and supported by Indra, the software developer, and the main project developer.
There's two main reasons why the bank was eager to fund the book IMS, and it's funded through the Gambia Electricity Restoration and Modernisation Project, and this book IMS really falls under the modernisation aspect. So the first reason was the actual basic functionality of NAWEC IT. Beforehand, in 2015, NAWEC had 24 to 25 different IT systems for finance, for commercial, for IT, and these were all separate systems that didn't talk to each other. And we're now living in a world where it is more and more interconnected and more online, and everything's working through virtual means. Any modern organization needs to have a well-functioning IT system. So the first reason was to try to modernize, to have one system that's integrated across the whole organization, and that actually the whole thing talks to all these different components, can talk to each other. The second reason why we were interested to finance it is actually much more fundamental and important, and that's about how to actually manage NAWEC. There's an old saying that you can't manage what you can't measure, and the whole thing of getting a proper IMS in place, an information management system, is that you actually change the question from what's happening to why is this happening. And in the past, NAWEC management didn't know what's happening in the organization, and so it was often a sense of chaos because no one really knows what's happening, where the outage is happening, where the bill's not being paid. But with IMS in place, that changes. That question changes.
Boca Information Management System is a suite of programs or applications that is developed by Indra Mindset to help NAWEC in the management of its various information systems. We have systems for finance, we have systems for commercial, and the grid systems for the electricity transmission and distribution. And then we also have similar systems for our water business unit.
The HR component actually looks at human capital management, and then also a component of the payroll. Basically, the HR feeds the payroll system, and since it's an integrated, synchronized system, the data that we have on HR is what payroll picks and generate pay, as opposed to what we used to have.
What used to happen before is when our cashiers or when billing takes place at the customer service end, those transactions would have to be sent to finance manually, and finance would have to do some data entry. But currently, since we went live, that has all stopped, and what that brings onto the table is accuracy. As data entry is just at one point, you don't have much human intervention, which also enhances reporting in terms of timelines too, because when you look at it before, just imagine how many branches have NAWEC within the country. For cashiers to transact and daily they bank, now all those receipts would have to be sent to a back office, and those people will also take their time to push into the system so that you're able to report. that takes a lot of time and effort.
The coming of IMS has hugely changed the way we do business, and it has a lot of impact. Before, we were using standalone systems, and since we came live, we have managed to put everything on one platform. As we speak now, both the postpaid and the prepaid customers are all hosted in one platform, and they are managed from one platform. So it has reduced the cumbersomeness involved in trying to get solve problems from this system, solve problems from this system, and still generate the reports and reconcile them.
One of the strategic pillars of NAWEC is to turn towards the customer, making us more responsive to the needs of the customers. And the first stop when the customer comes to NAWEC is the application process. Now it's all electronic, it's all online. Before you will come, we'll say, go and photocopy this. You go, it takes us time to survey, give you an invoice, it's all manual. You go to the bank, you pay, it takes the bank a week, 2 weeks to bring us the returns manually, papers, it's like that. We have to input them, that takes a long time. Now, because of the IMS, we have integration with the banks, it's real time. The survey is real time, everything is real time. Before the IMS, we were connecting on average about 400 meters a week. Now we are connecting 700 meters. And there is still room for improvement. We believe we can go up to 1,000. So you can see within a short time the improvement that has been made just with the service connections alone. And another area of concern to the customers is the reading aspect. Now we are reading with a tablet because of the IMS. And it's configured in such a way that the reading must be taken within a certain proximity to the meter. So if you don't do that, it will not take the reading. So it means the readings are accurate because you have to go to the meter.
The strategy for NAWEC was to leverage ICT as an enabler to allow them to build a system that's fit for purpose so they can have a more effective, more robust and more process-oriented company.
Another area we're working on is data collection. We're supporting NAWEC to geo-reference all of NAWEC customers and the whole network, the whole infrastructure, the pools, the lines, and that data still needs to be fed into the system to really fully leverage that system. Another example is losses. So one of the most important things in the energy sector is the losses in the network. And already NAWEC's improved that a lot. It used to be 28% in 2015. Last year it was 19%. So significant improvement in quite a short space of time. But the target is to get that down to 15%. But to do that, you need to know where those losses are happening. And for that, we can put meters in all the substations and then really map out the network and see in real time where are issues, where leakage is happening on that network. So these are some things that are not yet in place. We've financed the meters and they're now being installed, and we'll continue to follow up with NAWEC management team and technicians to make sure they're installed and then feeding back into the IMS system and then actually producing the reports for management.
What we had before was the entire network was distributed across this country, but we don't have full control of the entire assets at that time. But with the realization of the GIS on this Boca project, it has gathered the entire assets of the LCT business unit into one platform. In this platform, you can access all the network or electricity asset in just a click of a button.
We are able to visualize our network, our production facilities, and transmission lines, our tanks and distribution network. It also helps us to query the attributes of the assets. We can visualize the assets, their geographical position in the network, and we can be able to query attributes about specific assets in the network, and this helps you, to manage your assets and also helps you in terms of maintenance.
We are now taking our services to the customer. We have been able to connect 19 third parties on top of our own NAWEC vending outlet. This has made it more accessible for our customers to be able to access our services.
With the introduction of this new Boca system, it's been extremely beneficial for us. It's a bit more efficient, it's smooth, it's quite more reliable than what we've had before, and it's also provided us series of other opportunities that we can also integrate within the new system.
Really, what this system does for us is really it has enabled us to be consistent. It has enabled us to be scientific, and it has also enhanced decision making in terms of the accuracy of the reports.
This project is welcome and timely for NAWEC because it will help us in better network management and also in better network planning.
It's a whole game-changing project for NAWEC because now it's like all departments, all units are just synced together in terms of information.
Indra's role was to build a solution for NAWEC, implement it, train the staff, and then also roll it out to all the different units and departments. So, of course, like in any IT project, there's always challenges. But we found that Indra have delivered, beyond expectations. Most of the scope of the project has been met and delivered.
The biggest achievement for NAWEC is the turnaround that this project has brought along in terms of our financial viability. I can say that today, at least our finances are in a much better shape than it was before.
And as the MD, I believe this is the game changer for the utility. And it has brought a lot of efficiency in terms of our processes. In terms of our reporting, we are able to produce our reports now on time. And I'll be recommending the IMS system to other state-owned enterprises because it is worth every dollar in terms of the efficiency that you'll get from this, because it's the only way forward. So the IMS is here to help us improve on our governance infrastructure, and I will recommend once again that the other SOEs venture into this. We can't afford to continue on our manual processes. The way forward is to go digital, and the IMS is where to do exactly that for you.